He arrived in America with nothing. No English, no money, just a dream. He worked 3 jobs, slept 4 hours a night, and ate instant ramen, somehow turned $11,000 into a $5 billion empire. This is the incredible story of Do Won Chang. Before Forever 21, before the giant malls, and before the billions. Do Won Chang and his wife Jin Sook were just a couple of poor immigrants in Los Angeles. They were desperate, wondering if the American dream was real or just a cruel lie. Do Won pumped gas for $3 an hour. Jin Sook worked as a hairdresser for tips. They took on second and third jobs just to pay the rent, eating cheap instant ramen for dinner every single night. They saved every last penny, always dreaming of something bigger. And then, with everything on the line, they made the craziest decision of their lives. But to understand their journey, we have to go back. Let's take a step back to 1954 South Korea. The Korean War had just ended, leaving the entire country in ruins. Millions were dead, homes were destroyed, families were starving. This was the world Do Won was born into, a world of extreme poverty. His father did manual labor whenever he could find it. His mother did anything and everything she could just to feed the family. They lived in a tiny home with dirt floors, no electricity, and no running water. Some days, there was no food at all. Young Do Won would go to bed hungry, his stomach aching in the dark. This wasn't an occasional hardship. This was survival, every single day. Watching his parents work themselves to complete exhaustion, Do Won made a promise to himself. One day he would escape this life and give his family a better future, but in 1960s Korea, opportunities were almost impossible to find. Jobs were scarce, education was a luxury they couldn't afford, and moving up in society was nearly unheard of. As a teenager, Do Won worked whatever jobs he could find, carrying heavy loads at construction sites. Delivering goods on foot, all of it was back-breaking work for pennies. By his early 20s, he could see his entire future laid out before him, a life of struggle and disappointment, just like his parents had endured. But then he started hearing stories about America the land, where anyone could succeed with enough hard work. It sounded like a fantasy. In 1981, at 27 years old, Do Won and Jin Sook made a life-changing decision. They borrowed money for plane tickets and moved to Los Angeles with their baby daughter. They carried almost nothing with them and spoke barely any English. It was a terrifying leap of faith. Do Won's first job was pumping gas at a service station. He worked 12-hour shifts under the blazing California sun, making just $3 an hour. Customers were often rude and impatient because of his broken English. Meanwhile, Jin Sook worked as a hairdresser, earning small, unpredictable tips. Even with both of them working full-time, they struggled just to pay the bills. Rent in Los Angeles was high. Healthcare, transportation, baby supplies, it all added up so fast. So they took on second jobs. After pumping gas all day, Do Won worked nights as a janitor, cleaning offices while the city slept. After working at the salon, Jin Sook would come home and sew garments late into the night. For 3 long years, they lived like this. Multiple jobs, 4 hours of sleep, instant ramen for dinner. Every single dollar was saved. Every sacrifice was endured. They were fueled by a desperate hope for something more. After 3 grueling years of this relentless schedule, they had managed to save $11,000. Most people would have played it safe, maybe put a down payment on a small home. But Do Won and Jin Sook did the unimaginable. They risked it all. In 1984, they took their life savings and rented a tiny 900-square-foot retail space in Los Angeles. They spent almost everything they had on the first month's rent and some initial inventory. Called their little shop Fashion 21. They had no business experience, no retail training, and they could barely speak English. Everyone they knew told them they were crazy. Do Won built the clothing racks himself from scratch. Jin Sook arranged the merchandise and handled the few customers that walked in. Their little daughter often slept in a small room in the back while they worked, punishing 12-hour days. The first few months were terrifying. Some days, only a handful of customers came in. On many days, they made less than $100 in sales. It felt like failure was just around the corner. But slowly, very slowly, word began to spread. Young women in the neighborhood loved the trendy, affordable clothing they sold. Fashion 21 started to turn a small profit, not much, but it was enough to give them hope. Instead of slowing down or enjoying their small success, they did the opposite. They reinvested every single dollar back into the business. One store became 2, then 3, then 4. By 1989, they had 11 stores and decided to rebrand as Forever 21, a name meant to symbolize youth, ambition, and freedom. The 1990s were their years of explosive growth. Forever 21 became a pioneer of fast fashion in America. Their strategy was simple but brilliant. Copy the latest runway trends and sell them at ultra-low prices. They made stylish clothes look expensive, but they were affordable for almost everyone. By the year 2000, they had over 100 stores. By 2010, they had over 500 stores globally. At their absolute peak, Forever 21 had 600 stores in 47 countries, generating an astonishing $4.4 billion in annual revenue. The gas station attendant and the janitor built a global fashion empire from nothing. But with great success came great challenges. By 2019, fierce competition from online retailers and rapidly changing consumer habits hit them hard. Forever 21 was forced to file for bankruptcy, closing hundreds of stores around the world. Most people thought the brand was finished, that the dream was finally over. Yet Do Won and Jin Sook refused to quit. They'd come too far to give up. They restructured the entire company, closed the underperforming locations, and focused on a new strategy. Against all odds, they emerged from bankruptcy stronger and more focused. Today, Forever 21 still operates over 400 stores worldwide, and the couple remains billionaires. But the money isn't the real story here. The real story is about 2 immigrants who arrived with nothing but hope. It's about working 3 jobs, sleeping 4 hours a night, saving up $11,000, and then betting everything they had on a tiny, forgotten storefront. It's the image of Do Won pumping gas in the scorching heat. It's Jin Sook sewing garments late into the night. It's years of relentless work, unimaginable sacrifice, and an unshakable belief in a dream. Do Won once said, "I came to America with nothing. America gave me everything. I owe everything to this country and to hard work." So if you're out there right now, working multiple jobs, struggling to save, and wondering if your dream is even worth it, remember Do Won Chang. Remember the ramen noodles and the 4 hours of sleep? Keep working, keep believing, and keep building. Your breakthrough could be closer than you think. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.